Dear students, let us now see the engineering stress strain and true stress strain. Engineering, that is, it is also known as the nominal or conventional stress strain. Okay, now see, so whenever in the tension test, this is our specimen with the original cross sectional area AO, it is subjected to the tensile loading. P is the tensile load applied on this specimen. So here, when in the calculation of the stress, sigma n is the nominal stress, we are using the applied load divided by the original cross sectional area, then that stress is known as the nominal or engineering stress. Okay, so whenever we are assuming that, even though of course there will be the change in the area as we are applying the tension load, definitely the length is going to increase and the area is undergoing the reduction. And finally, if you talk about this mild steel stress and strain graph, so there will be the failure after the cup and cone shape failure. So here, this nominal stress is calculated with respect to the original cross sectional area. Okay, we are assuming that the cross sectional area remains same throughout the tension test. Okay, so this is the nominal stress, and when you talk about the strain, it is represented by this engineering strain, small e. Okay, so what is this strain? So because of this load, when the specimen is undergoing the deformation, so change in length, so this is the original length of the specimen, L original, and after application of load, say change in length, the specimen is now reached to the length LF. So here the strain in this specimen is nothing but the change in length because of the loading divided by original length of the specimen. So what is change in length? Change in length will be what? The final length minus original length, LF minus LO divided by LO, that is original length. I can write is delta L divided by LO, or I can write this DL upon LO is my engineering strain or nominal strain, where sigma n is my nominal stress, isn't it? So see, this is our stress and strain, which is the engineering stress and strain. Now, if we want to see the true stress and strain, so what is the difference in that actually? Now I am talking about the true stress and strain. After that we are going to see true, this is also known as, that is, it is natural or logarithmic stress and strain. So here, while calculation of the stress, we are taking the instantaneous area for the calculation of the stress. So when, if I say I want to define the true stress, so it is equal to the applied load applied load, and because of this load the specimen is undergoing change in its length. Of course the area is going to decrease and length is going to increase. So whatever the instantaneous, because it is the instant to instant measured stress or measured strain, isn't it? So applied load divided by the area at the time of measurement, or I can write here instantaneous और फाइनल, जो भी आप जहां पे मेजर कर रहे हो, दैट इंस्टेंटेनियस एरिया इज taken for the calculation. So AI P divided by A or P divided by AF, I will write this instantaneous area like this. Okay, so this is the true stress. This is the true stress. If with the stress strain curve, so this is the true stress versus this true strain epsilon. Okay, so this is the sigma t true stress and this is the true strain. So basically if you look at this stress strain curve for this engineering stress strain and this true stress strain curve, so definitely the true stress strain curve will go like this. Okay, because there is continuous decrease in area. Okay, so see here we have got here the true stress. Now the true strain in this is represented by epsilon, is our true strain. It is our true strain. And what is the value of this true strain? So it is nothing but the summation of all the nominal strains instant to instant. Okay, suppose if I want to have the strain epsilon f, I want to calculate say the strain at the time of fracture or failure. So here the strain can be calculated by whenever in the measurement whatever the values I am having for the engineering strain. So okay, say suppose this is E1, E2, E3, E4 up to E5, isn't it? So the true strain is nothing but of summation of all the nominal strains instant to instant. Say for example E1 will be what? The L1 minus L original divided by L original. E2 will be what? L2 minus L1 divided by L1. Like that, whatever the values of the engineering strains, so up to the point where you want to measure that true strain, it is a summation of all that nominal or engineering strains. So here what I can write? It is nothing but summation of what? E1 plus E2 plus E3 up to यहाँ पे E5 तक है, okay, plus up to E5. So I can write like this, because it is what? E is nothing but what? Change in length divided by original length. So everywhere there is a change in length divided by original length, but it is a summation, so I can write dl upon L, isn't it? And when I want this true strain, so it is nothing but the summation of all the strains. So I can write in the form of integration, that is epsilon is equal to ln of, epsilon is equal to integral कहाँ से कहाँ लेंथ, L original to L final, L original to L final, dl upon L, isn't it? So I get the value for true strain. So if I integrate this, that is epsilon is equal to this, that is 1 upon L dl, it is ln of L and limits from L original to L final. What I can get for true strain is equal to ln of L final divided by L original. Very important, this is the value or formula for the true strain. Okay, whereas true stress is what? It is dl upon L, and true strain it is natural log of L final divided by L original. Now for this specimen, suppose if, of course, in metal forming we are saying that the volume constancy principle is valid. So if it is true, then I can write for the specimen the volume before deformation, that is A naught into L naught, should be equal to volume after deformation, that is A final into L final, isn't it? So for here, what I can write for this LF by LO, that is L final divided by LO, I can write it as A original divided by A final. Very important. If I put this value here, then I can write the true strain like this also. True strain is equal to ln of A original divided by A final. And if this cross section is circular, then again we can simplify further, that is ln of, this is pi by 4 d original square divided by pi by 4 d final square. So pi by 4 get cancels. So epsilon is equal to 2 ln of, I can write d original divided by d final. So this is also the format or formula for the true strain. Okay. Now see here, in the metal forming कौन सा स्ट्रेस अपने को ज्यादा रियलिटी की तरफ ले जाता है? So which stress is more consistent in the physical phenomena, that we have to see, because both the strains are there, engineering is there and true is there. So let us take an example. Suppose, see here, I am having the rod of length L original, okay, and this rod of length L original I am going to deform with this, say, tensile load P to the double of this value, okay. So L final which is 2 times of L original. Of course tensile loading is there. So in this case, this is case number 1 I am taking, say this is case number 1, and case number 2, the same rod or same specimen I am going to compress to the half of its original length. So this is the L original. So after applying this compressive load, okay, it is going to be the, say, half of it, okay. So it will be L original upon 2. And please keep it in mind that I am considering the strain, that is for tension it is positive and compression it is negative. Let us see. In this situation, case number 1 and case number 2, let us try to calculate the nominal stress. Our engineering strain we will calculate. So what is E here? That is change in length divided by original length. What is your change in length? Original, that is final length was 2x L naught minus original length L naught divided by original length L naught. So what is there? That is L naught divided by L naught. You will get the strain as a 1, isn't it? Now here the final length was L original by 2 and original length is L original. So what is E here? Change in length, that is LO by 2 minus LO divided by LO. That is LO minus 2LO divided by 2LO, that is minus 0.5, isn't it? So minus because it is compressive and plus because it is a tension. Now see here, for the small values of the strain, see यहाँ पे कितना आया? The strain is 1. In compression the strain is minus of 0.5. Okay. Now if I want to have here the true value of strain, Okay, the true value of strain is what? So epsilon is equal to what? ln of L final divided by L original. So what is of ln of L final kitni hai? Twice of L original divided by L original. So how much it is? ln of 2, that is 0.69 something, isn't it? You check it. And here if I want to calculate the true strain, how much it is? ln of L final was what? LO by 2 divided by LO, that is ln of 0.5. How much it is? So hope it is negative 0.69. ln of 0.5. It is negative of 0.693. Negative of 0.693. Now see here. This is the value of true. This is the value of nominal or engineering strain. This is also the engineering strain, and this value of the true strain. This is the true strain. Of course, positive tension for compression, the value of strain will be negative. So very simple. Now see here, for the minimum values of strains, whenever we are dealing with the minimum values of strains, minimum working, so almost we can see here the value of the engineering strain and the value of the true strain are nearly equal, nearly same. You can see here, this was it was 0.5 engineering and true was minus 0.693. So these are quite close to each other. So no big deal. But whenever I am dealing with the large amount of deformation, whenever I am dealing with the huge amount of deformation, say for example, I'll take example. If the initial length of the bar or specimen, say L is 10 mm or height of the specimen was 10 mm, and I'm going to deform it, that is original was 10 mm and I want to deform it to the 0 height. See, 10 mm height hai initial, now I'm going to reduce it to 0 height. Say for example, now let us calculate the value of the engineering and true strain for this. Let us calculate. क्या मिलता है देखो आपको. One thing is very much clear, dear students, that when the values of strains are very less or small, so there is no huge difference between the engineering strain and normal and our true strain. But let us see this example. In this case, I will first calculate the engineering strain. What is the formula? Final length minus original length divided by original length. So what is that? Final length was 0 minus original length 10 divided by original length 10. So of course, because it's compression, I'm going to reduce it to 0. So negative 1 is my strain. But is this correct? Is this correct? I am deforming the specimen directly from certain height to no height. Tremendous deformation I am having in this material. Huge amount of working I have done on that material, then it comes to the 0 height. So let us see how much strain should we get induced in the material. Of course it should be infinite. The huge amount of strain should be get induced. But the true strain is, our engineering strain is just showing that the strain of 1, negative 1. But in actual, physically, if you seeing that, of course, the huge amount of strain, let us see how much it is. True strain is equal to ln of L final divided by L original. Ln of final height was what? 0 divided by 10. And of course, if you see ln of 0, it is infinite and negative because compressive. So infinite strain should be there into the material. But see, this is the real picture of the process. Real picture we are seeing here. 10 mm का direct 0 height में मैंने deform कर दिया. I got the infinite deformation. This is consistent to the physical phenomenon. Okay, I am reaching towards the reality by taking the true strain. But you see, the engineering strain is showing me only negative 1. So that is the difference. At smaller values of strains, you can take the true or engineering. But whenever, because see, metal forming में ही क्यों लेना है true? Because we are going to have the tremendous deformation. We are going to apply the force, tremendous force. We are going to utilize the tremendous power for the deforming of the materials to have that deformation, isn't it? And of course, and we really want, or we want to reach towards the reality, then we have to follow this true strain, not the engineering strain, dear students. Please remember this. Okay, so that is the difference. We have to keep it in mind for this true strain and engineering strain.